What do you mean we're already halfway through the initial bosses? I know 4 is not a very high number and 2 is even lower, but like... Man, it feels like we just started. Anyway, hi, it's Mega Man 03, that's the game we're playing. And we're back to it, and... we've basically done as much as we can to stop Neo Arcadia. We've wrecked their weapons factory, we've disrupted their building of a missile, kind of. That mission was more about making sure we know what's up there. So we've got a whole lot of data. The operators are gonna path us out to the missile should we ever need to go there. I'm sure that shotgun will never be pulled off the wall. Today, though, we're going to be starting our hunt for the Dark Elf. Again, it doesn't really matter what mission order you do, but I do enjoy the order I've done. I feel like there's a good rhythm you can get in the Mega Man Zero games, and I think making sure Neo Arcadia can't do things would be the logical first step to take. Anyway, this is a very unique stage, though before you even start it, make sure to destroy this wall right here. Because this, yeah, that's 5, so I'm pretty sure it's a very important secret disc to pick up. Anyway, here's the small child. Who is this sassy, already battle-formed child? Okay, so, child here's got a submarine. Now, there's no mission fail state, and you can't even really lose points for this mission either, I don't think. Doing this is just for the sake of making sure the boss is a little easier. But in order to do that, you've actually got a bit of a difficult mission ahead of you, especially if you want to collect everything. Honestly, if you want to skip the secret discs on this pass, I would not blame you, because your goal here is to press these buttons so that the water level lowers. This actually changes the stage pretty significantly, and also means that, in certain sections we actually have to change the path we go down. Now, if the submarine passes one of those buttons, it's basically just going to send down a sonar attack that will completely destroy the button, and that means you'll be unable to actually vent any water out. So yeah, again, this is the main reason you might actually want to wait on secret discs. Though right here, I think this is the point where it's actually nigh impossible to get through without letting the submarine go first. Because yeah, there are spikes in the way, and I think in certain sections there are even spikes, yeah, up there, that you can't really jump over without, like, the rod. Because without the force of one of those bounce jumps, then you're not getting over those. Dark Elf. I don't really know if you have a better name. Oh, why are you trying to stab it? Even though Neo Arcadia wants to retrieve it, you're just bad at your job. So anyway, this guy's gonna pay the price for having messed with a Dark Elf, and hey, that looks vaguely familiar. Right, yeah, so... a lowly Pantheon is going to wreak the same havoc on the world that El Piso would've when he was affected by the Dark Elf. This is a pretty simple boss. The laser attacks will sweep from one side to the other. I think typically he'll start on the side you're not on, so it's actually pretty nice like that. You should always be able to just go straight up the wall. The arrow attack is a little bit more difficult to do, just because, like, weaving your way through those is, kind of difficult. They're pretty close together. But yeah, no, I adore the fact that, like, there's a bit of consistency to what happens to you when you get affected by the Dark Elf. Like, the design there is very similar to El Piso's design for his final boss form, and that's just cool. Anyway, don't worry too much about how long it takes you to fight the mini-boss. The submarine also has to take its time as it travels, so you don't have to worry about pre-failing this section of the stage just for taking a little longer on the mini-boss. That being said, you do want to hurry up, especially if you've been pressing a lot of the buttons, because at this point, there's not a lot of water to do this platforming with. So it's gonna take you a minute to actually get to these. So, we're done. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a very short stage, but trust me, that took a lot more attempts because actually, well, beating this child to the boss room can be very difficult. Getting all the buttons is a challenge. How did you make it into this room, though? Sorry, I keep calling you child, but it's Childre. I'm sorry, I just keep calling you child Inarabitta. Anyway though, right, so, the main difference, depending on how many buttons you pressed, is just the water level, which mostly just affects the missile attack you saw there. Those missiles do home in a little more if you've got a higher water level. But of course, if you've drained all of it, they can just stick on the ground, and that's just it. Really the main issue is Childre is very fast, and so it winds up being one of those fights where really none of the actual attacks are that threatening, it's just contact damage that you have to look out for. Yeah, especially when you've lowered the water levels, that missile attack is just nothing. There we go. But I'm the best one! How am I dying? And there he goes. So yeah, a pretty unique stage overall. And hey, we got 100 on it. Nice! I do also appreciate that they show you the average now. I think that's really cool. I don't think I've mentioned that yet, but yeah, Oh, and we got the splash jump. That was the first chip we picked up. That lets you skip along the surface of the water. Now, you might think that sounds useful for this stage. It really isn't, honestly. You can survive without that in this stage, and there are other stages where you'll need it more. Really, this stage is more about being underwater, so it would have been useless for this one. But like I was saying though, the Zero games have actually always averaged your scores. Sometimes it might seem like you should dip down below like an A rank or something, but you keep that A rank for a bit. That's because it's been averaging your score, which is definitely very nice. But it's better that you can actually see what's going on now. I think that's definitely a bit of an improvement. Oh, and I forgot to equip the other thing from the other day. Forgot to equip my little buster explosion there. Hello there, Sloppy. Okay, well, we do have a good variety of cyber elves. Faster climbing speed and definitely faster charging speed are some of the best things we can get, but you definitely want to look over your cyber elf list because I do want to use Ballet, which... Oh, I can actually upgrade her to Satellite Elf. Which means you better believe I'm gonna be equipping her. Not gonna get better than Clockle, though, frankly. So yeah, ladder speed's nice, but running speed is even better. Oh god, look at him go. Alright, well, new running speed just dropped, and you better believe I'm keeping this as long as I can. So what do we got for secret discs? Alright. Cyber elves are smart programs that you kill. Alright, do we have any data on... Oh yeah, they can become small to boost speed. Not their big form's that much bigger. I want to see the mini-boss. I want to see the explanation for that guy. Iceborne. Just give me the transformed Pantheon. I want to know what his deal is. Tell me more about the Pantheon that was touched by Satan and became a devil. Ah well, anyway, that'll do it for today's episode of Mega Man 03. Next time, we do the final stage of the first batch of stages. I feel like I could have said stage less there, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, bye. See you for that thing I just said.